Kevin Samuels warned men about women like Tyla. Let's see what he's talking about.
The guys these days,
it's hard.
Divas.
They're divas.
Bedazzled divas. Guys don't want to be simps anymore.
Stop letting women put batteries in your back, gentlemen. Simping is dangerous.
They don't.
That's kind of embarrassing now.
When they're losing an argument or can't stand on the merits of the argument, they want to come out with an insult.
Divas.
They're divas.
Bedazzled divas.
River TV. What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. Singer Tyla is right now on a promotional tour for her new album, and she sat down and did an interview, and in this interview, she said a lot of foolishness. Okay, if you guys ever wanted to know if I was biased or not, this is how you know that I give my full-fledged honest opinion, because I love her music, right? But when she sat down and she did this interview, she basically just proved Kevin Samuels right all over again. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right into the interview. I'm going to press play, pause, play, then give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinion on this entire situation.
The new songs in the album is called Mr. Nonchalant, but I don't know if you've seen, there's a lot of chat online about being chalant. So what is better, having or chasing a nonchalant man or a chalant man, and why?
So as I stated, you know, she is promoting her album. One of the title songs is Mr. Nonchalant. And so the interview is asking the question, like, okay, you know, which one is better to have or to chase? Which I thought it was very interesting that she used the word chase describing women towards men. But you know, now she's asking her opinion. Like, you say, Mr. Nonchalant, do you prefer a guy who's more chill, laid back? Do you prefer a guy that's pressing you? Like, what do you think is better at this space?
There just needs to be a balance. Like, you need to know when to be nonchalant and when to be chalant. You know what I mean? Yeah, there just needs to be a balance.
I agree with that, right? Like, I do agree that,
I also agree. Because if you're also, you have to think, like, a lot of these girls, they really want an unpredictable guy, and it's like, if you're just nonchalant all the time, you end up being predictable. And if you're just chalant all the time, you're also predictable.
there needs to be some form of chill, right? Like, you have to know, how to kind of like teeter the line. And that goes for anybody, men, women, in any kind of space, relationship, friendships. Like, you always have to understand and know balance. So right here, I completely agree with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with what she said. But then she goes off into the deep end.
I actually like a chalant, kind of a beg almost.
A big.
I just love attention.
But yeah, like that's how it should be, technically.
Everybody loves attention.
Woman says that she likes men who beg her. Okay? And then Tyla responds and said that's how it should be. Why should men be begging women to be with them? Can we just ask this genuine question? What is it that
she's saying that, but that would, at the end of the day, that would make her be less attracted to the guy.
Men are getting out of the equation right here, right now in 2026 from modern women? What absolutely should they be begging for? Okay? Because they're not getting respect. They're not getting, any kind.
I am not begging for shit
Of reciprocation for whatever it is that they are bringing to the relationship. Women are coming in thinking that they don't have anything to work on, I am the table kind of mindset. So what in the world should men be begging women for? Stress, problems, disrespect? Like, is that what they're begging for? Because that's what they're getting.
But yeah, the guys these days,
it's hard.
Divas.
They're divas.
Bedazzled divas.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
That guy right there, he's just standing. Yeah, that's a yes man right there. What the fuck? Can't you defend, nigga? Defend us. What?
And why she would be pushing this narrative, other than she knows that it's the go along to get along. Why would you?
Not to say that we're perfect or something, but I'm just saying you don't need to agree with everything. Maybe he does agree. And if he agrees, then yeah, bump your head and laugh. But bro, People are here grinding. People is really grinding and struggling, and then having to listen to this type of bullshit, generalizing us.
Call men nowadays in the dating phase divas or bedazzled divas. This goes right into the successful women kind of like diagram of what Kevin Samuel says.
I'm not going to settle. I became this woman over here, therefore I deserve this man over here. Well, ladies, like I tell every one of you, men don't care about what you have. We care about who you are.
So the same women who are sitting there saying that they want a man who is begging them and that's how it should be are turning around and using emasculating terms to describe them. So you're wanting them to beg to be with you and beg to be in relationships with you while you're literally calling them divas, bedazzled divas. That's so disrespectful.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the girls' bathroom right now. I'm just in the middle, like, yeah,
you like,
absolutely. The guys, yeah,
Yeah.
men,
Hate them.
yeah.
nah, but not even that. Like, I just think, like, I don't know, like guys don't want to be simps anymore.
So because,
Oh hell yeah.
you know, you're not
don't.
getting the men who are begging you.
We don't.
You know, you with the bow down to me kind of energy is not getting what maybe you think that you're deserving of based off of your looks or whatever the case is. Based off of those things, you know, now you are turning into the same thing, the sign language, right? The shame, the insult, the guilt, the need to be right. Like, why are you insulting said men only because you're not getting what you want?
These 4 things: to control, manipulate, dominate, get her way, check people, whatever you want to start off. And her first thing is shame. Is she often insults or treat with disrespect or scornful abuse?
What are guys simping for? What are they simping for? You just called them divas.
The guys these days,
It's hard.
divas,
They're divas.
bedazzled divas.
And it's a sick, twisted thing that's going on. And I just have to call it out. I have to be very honest. You're wanting men to be considered these simps, right? You're literally wanting them to strip themselves of their masculinity. And when they do that, then you pedestalize them and say, oh, that's a real man and that's masculine. But when a man is coming in his true
The thing is, she's advocating for something she wouldn't like. I don't think she would like what she's describing. I don't think she would. I mean, I remember like a couple of times a while ago. I think I saw a video of her saying, "Oh, I like men that acts like they don't want me." I remember I saw it a while ago.
masculine nature, you're calling him a diva. So it's almost like doing that kind of like flip flop just so that the woman can have you in her grasp and get whatever she wants from you. And then newsflash, a lot of women actually don't know what they want. And so that's why when they have the nice guy, the simp, the one who will bow down, he always finishes last because then they say they don't want that and they don't want to push over.
I think is like that's the thing. Like I feel like a lot what happens a lot today. I feel like something that happens a lot today is that people forget that relationship. It's like it's a two-player thing. Like you can't just have somebody doing everything and the other person receiving everything without giving something, right? And I saw somebody making an analogy the other day. They were saying, it is like a relationship is like a a tennis match. If out of suddenly you keep the ball, you're more likely gonna end up playing by yourself. So it's like you do some, I do some, you do some, and it's ultimately like a team. Um, and you have to be a good player. You have to know your place. You have to know what you're supposed to do in this team so that we can thrive, you know?
So what exactly are you wanting them to do? Why should they?
I don't think it's a matter of what you want them to do. Something I think that happens a lot today is really just, or at least in this dating scene, is that some women just want to talk bad about men because every woman is talking bad about men. I feel like they want to be kind of like a part of the of what people are saying, you know? A lot of women talking bad about men. I'm gonna talk bad about men. I'm telling you, if every woman was talking good about men, she would talk good things about men. And the same thing goes for men in general. I would say, some of these guys aren't. A lot of guys are having bad experiences with girls, but I would say that in general, most just critique because everybody's critiquing, and it's good to critique, and that's what it is, in my opinion. Am I recording? Yes.
Because if they simp, you're only going to use it against them all over again. Oh yeah, I gotta have him in the palm of my hand because anything I say, he jump. Yeah,
And that makes you less attracted. I'm saying less attracted.
huh. You're gonna use that egotistical mindset that a lot of these boss babes already have and feel like you are above him if he shows you that you are. What is he getting out of the equation?
Stop letting women put batteries in your back, gentlemen. Simping is dangerous. Look at what he just did to Will Smith. One of the biggest nights of his life ruined.
They don't.
That's kind of embarrassing now.
Yeah.
Not all guys.
Oh, you
a simp?
Yeah, I can simp. I can simp.
Okay.
I got a balance.
I like that about
Do
you.
you know what
Of course they're gonna say they like it.
I mean?
The
I am.
simping.
And I have to be honest, it's men like
Not
this that make, and I'm just being really honest, I have nothing against this man. Nothing against him. He's trying to be a good host on his, platform, whatever. Maybe he genuinely feels this way. Maybe he really don't understand what simp really is. But it makes it harder to have these conversations because then you have men out there who are upholding the simp flag, right? And so it makes it harder for other people who are wanting to get into relationships because then they're expecting all those men to act those ways. But in actuality, the men who do act those ways get bypassed. They get looked past. They want the guy that everybody wants, but they want him to act like the guy that nobody wants.
Back it. Yeah, I'm a simp. I'm a simp. Man.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, own it. If you love your woman, own it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly that.
Simp is not a man who loves his woman.
A simp is somebody that doesn't have boundaries. You just control him because you got leverage. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with fucking love, bro. You just simp. You have no boundaries. That's what it is. You let a girl like run you over. That's what it means. Like, it means you don't get nothing from her, but you take her on 1,000 dates. You pay for everything, but you don't get nothing. That's what it means. Like, you have no boundaries. You don't respect yourself. This guy is coming to the internet saying, "Yes, I'm a simp." Oh my god, bro.
That's not what a simp is. A simp, and I don't even like this term, but a simp would be a man who basically has a lot of feminine traits or feminine ideologies of how a man is supposed to treat a woman, right? So when we go to like a fairy book, fairy tale kind of like story, the prince and the prince charming who will come and catch you if you fall and who will sweep you off your feet, and the knight in shining armor that is there to save the day, like that is basically like my idea of what a simp would be, right? The fairy tale, not the real.
I don't think so. Let me tell you guys, I already told you guys. For me, a simp is somebody that doesn't have boundaries, somebody that doesn't respect himself. Because what I think a lot of dudes think is that they have to, I don't know, disrespect or just be somebody that they don't like, not be able to do shit, not being willing to do anything. And I don't think that's the way to go, bro. I'm not, bro. You can pay for the dinner. You can take her on 1,000 dates. You can, I don't know, do a bunch of stuff with her. But are you doing it because you want to, or you're doing it because you're being manipulated to? That's the trick right there. Like, so, and if you know that you're being manipulated, but you still do it, that shows some lack of respect, and that makes you a simp. That's my optic when it comes to that. Like, a simp is not somebody that is a gentleman. I don't think being a gentleman is a simp. If you treat woman good, I don't think you're a simp for that. I think you're a simp if you don't respect yourself, if you don't have boundaries, If you let a girl run you over and you still be around her, she's disrespecting you, but you don't go away. You be there still. Like she's talking over you, disrespecting you, embarrassing you, and you still pay for everything. That's what a simp is. Somebody that doesn't have boundaries, somebody that doesn't respect himself pretty much. But I don't think being a gentleman makes you a simp. Treating women good makes you a simp. I don't think so. I don't think that's what it is. It's really just not having boundaries. That's what I think. If you don't have boundaries, if you don't respect yourself, you let her run you over, that you're a simp. Yeah, that's what you are. You're a simp. I saw a guy the other day. He was saying like, yeah, like Akash, that guy, that comedian Akash, he is a simp. His woman go on the internet, disrespects him. His woman talk about his friends, um, 10 incher. You guys remember that? That guy's woman, yeah, he is a simp. She's publicly disrespecting him, and he doesn't say nothing. He doesn't go away. If anything, he gives her more money. Now that's a simp because he doesn't have boundaries. He's not willing to go away. But being just a good person doesn't make you a simp. I'm sorry. I have to kind of disagree with this lady on this specific point. Um I mean, I kind of get what she's saying too, because she's probably talking about the contrary of a simp is like a bad boy, but you can be something in between, honestly. Um, you don't need to just give this girl's what's the name? I forgot the name. Depression or something like that.
The realism.
People who don't know what simping is, it basically means
R.I.P. to this guy though. See, he gave a lot of good advice to people or to men in general.
being a fool for a woman, being a fool for a woman, and putting her needs above yours to the detriment of yourself.
Now, there's
That's literally what I just said, but he said it a lot faster than me. But that's
not
really
the
what it
realism.
is.
People who don't know what simping is, it basically means being a fool for a woman, being a fool for a woman, and putting her needs above yours to the detriment of yourself.
Now, there's masculine men, alpha men, who love their women and who showcase that love to that woman. It doesn't mean that she's on the back burner. Don't mean that he don't care about her. He loves her, but his love is contained in a space where he has control over it. He's not going to be a doormat and lay down and let her run rampant, talk to him any kind of way, disrespect him, spaz out on him. And he said, yeah,
That's what
babe,
I'm
you know,
talking
you're
about,
just
yeah.
passionate. I'm just going to let you express yourself any kind of way you see fit. No, he has respect for himself. That's the difference. So saying
And
like, oh, you're
guys, don't think this. I don't believe Tyla believes what she said. See, she's probably saying it for the media or to kind of like appear or appeal to the audience that she's trying to appeal to. But I don't think she's attracted to that. She's straight up lying, like real talk. I think she's lying. I don't think she's attracted to that.
simp. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Bucket. Yeah, I'm a simp. I'm a simp. Man.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, own it.
Cool for who? It's not cool for the man. It's not going to be cool for the respect that he gets in the relationship. It's not going to be cool for any of that. It's only cool for you as the woman because you have the reins of control. Now, obviously, when the clips went all over social media, a lot of people were not going for it. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the comments because so many people had so much to say that I agree with. First comment says, sucker in misguided pursuit with a crying laughing face, obviously basically saying that is what a simp is. Next comment says, they say men became divas. Nah, we just stopped confusing being a gentleman with being an ATM. Shrug emoji, cool on that. Next comment says, since when is loving your woman equating to being a simp? You can love your woman deeply and still stay firm in your masculinity. Let's stop using these soft words when referring to men. Next comment says, she basically said women shouldn't have to earn that side because they're beautiful, and she doesn't like that men are respecting themselves more because we're not jumping up with the BS. Next comment says, treat her like a queen and get left on scene. Treat her like a star and she'll treat you like a fan. Game is game, shrug emoji. Next comment says, are these the same shaming tactics that Kevin is game, shrug emoji. Next comment says, are these the same shaming tactics that Kevin Samuels used to say women use? Next comment says, what man takes pride in being a simp? There's nothing wrong with loving and providing for a woman that genuinely likes you. Simping is totally different, side-eye emoji. Next comment says, there's a difference between what women say they want and what they emotionally respond to. Handshake emoji.
Exactly what I just said. I don't think she's attracted to what she described. I mean, there's a video. I'm pretty sure there's a video of her on the internet saying she's attracted to men that act like she does, like they don't want her.
Next comment says, I see how she could come to that conclusion, but honestly, these women became so cold just because they want to have their way and not even submitting how they should or even doing wifey things when y'all gotta pour into each other. I pray for my generation. Next comment says, why would somebody want to lose themselves for someone that doesn't reciprocate? Next comment says, y'all never respect the nice guys. Next comment says, those men get used for meals and trips. Caring for women deeply has become frowned upon because it's abused by the modern day dating experience. Next comment says, loving your woman out loud and simping aren't the same thing. Please stop this narrative. And yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with a lot of the things that people were saying. And there was men and women in the comments with these, ideas. And the thing is that I really do genuinely believe that where we are and in this space, that people really don't understand, like what self-respect looks like, what men having boundaries looks like, what men respecting themselves look like. Because for years, it's always been about the woman, right? The woman first. We hold the men accountable. We don't hold women accountable. You know, the woman deserves all the empathy, the sympathy. You know, if she cries, you believe her. Like, there's been that narrative to the forefront for so long that now that it is an inflated thing that men who have always respected themselves are now in a space that they are equally, like, it's to the forefront of, like, yeah, they should do that. That's what's supposed to be happening. That's what should have been happening. And now that it's there, women don't like that.
But if you were born after 1970, you were raised in a world like I was, where equal rights amendment, women were independent, all those other things. And a lot of people were raised by single parent households, and women, we were taught to be nice guys, be respectful of one, open the door, all those things. You know, guys before knew how to do that stuff. They didn't have to be taught. They just learned it from their fathers and the family and the society and culture. Well, women taught their sons how to be men.
It's getting harder for these women to manipulate the men. It's getting harder for these women to get what they want out of the situation based off of them doing nothing. And so they have a problem.
And I see how some guys can be trapped on that psychology, because it's like they teach you a lot of those women that Kevin Samuel described. They are teaching their sons and they're teaching their sons how to treat a woman good, you know, how to not be a dork, even though they're attracted to that. I'm sorry, but it's not necessarily a bad thing to teach your son to do those things. But the problem is when you don't teach them boundaries. I'm pretty sure those women really just teach them, like, yeah, just open the door, pay for the date, do all of those things, but they don't teach them when to say no. And that's when the problem becomes, when you don't know when to say no. Because opening the door, there's not really a problem. I don't really see any problem with that. I'm not saying that I would do it though. But I don't see a problem with that. I'm not saying that I would do it, but I don't see no problem with it. If you would, but as what I said, are you doing it because you want to do it, or you're doing it because you're supposed to? Because it's different. I'm not supposed to do anything. I do what I want, and that's the difference between the simp and the, you know, not necessarily a player, but the difference between a simp and a man. Somebody that has boundaries.
Problem with the men having those boundaries, and so they use all the shaming tactics.
You ugly, you this, you that. Insults. When they're losing an argument or can't stand on the merits of the argument, they want to come out with an insult.
when a man loves a woman, and she's reciprocating all the things, she's doing all the things, he doesn't need to be coached or told how to care for that woman. He will do it naturally. Right? Because he just will. Men bounce off of the energy that women provide. If a woman acts like a girlfriend, he'll make her one. If a woman acts like a wife, he'll make her one. Right? So it's basically off of the energy that the woman is providing. So for women to not be getting what they want out of this situation, you have to look at yourself. And you have to ask yourself why this situation is. Don't put the blame. Don't start the sign language. Don't start the nitpicking. Figure out why it is that you are getting what you're getting if you're not happy with what you're getting. I like to you guys.
All right, the video is done. The video is done, indeed. Well, let me tell y'all what I think. As I said, I already described to y'all what a simp is, and um, I just want to say, don't be thinking, don't be listening to women like Tyla and think that that's the truth, that that's what they're really attracted to. Don't you're gonna end up in a very bad place. Have boundaries, do what you want. That's the advice I would give you. Have boundaries and do what you want. Don't do it because you're being manipulated to, or because you feel like you're supposed to, because you're not supposed to do shit realistically. Um One of two things. Tyler is either trying to push an agenda, or she's trying to appeal to a certain public. She's trying to appeal to a certain public that maybe she didn't appeal to so far. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this whole situation. My name is Mario. This was another video. Subscribe to the channel and help me get to 10 subscribers. I'll see you in the next one.